Hi, I'd like to invite Elizabeth Horn to come to the stage. Elizabeth is the founder and executive director of the 2M Foundation, truly a visionary. I have really enjoyed getting to know you over these past few months. Elizabeth is a California-based nonprofit, the head of the 2M Foundation, a California-based nonprofit featuring Compass as one of its major initiatives. Conceived in 2014, Compass now includes over 500 clinicians, scientists, IT experts, investors, and families affected by autism, all committed to finding answers by systematically gathering multi-omic data on individuals with ASD. She's also co-founder of the Autism Impact Fund, combining high-tech industry funding and startup process with philanthropy to accelerate progress in all aspects of autism research, development, and support. Welcome, Elizabeth. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much, Deborah and Mark and Tony, for giving me the opportunity to speak with this amazing group today. I'm going to talk about innovation. Surprise, surprise. I am from the West Coast. I have a daughter, Sophia, so I've been on the journey to figure out what autism is, what I can do to help her and help the other families that I've met along the way for 28 years now. So I'm a seasoned veteran. And as Tony just said, this is an important day. It's important because we are all here together, which is kind of remarkable. Autism is known as a fractious landscape. Many of us here after being on the journey for decades, like myself. And because finally the light is shining on the true biological elements of autism spectrum disorder. The answers we've all been waiting for may soon be revealed. When I met with President Trump in 2020, he promised me, one-on-one, that he would be the president who solved the autism crisis. He had close friends, he told me, with affected children. He was resolute on finding answers for those friends and for all of us in the autism community. When he made the promise, I believed him, and he said he would definitely get to it in his second term. Then he didn't get elected. But he did 4 years later. When I met with Bobby Kennedy in 2020 and then again in 2023, when he decided to run for president, he assured the gathering at my lodge in Northern California that he would not rest until he found those answers for each of us and for our children, many of them now grown, like my daughter. Miraculously, these two men, their organizations, and their legions of supporters have kept their word. Now the announcements begin to come, and we, the community, must keep our word as well. I promised President Trump that we would work hard to create pathways to health for every child that had already been affected, and a pathway toward preventing that dreaded diagnosis so no other family would have to suffer and wait and wonder about how to help their children. Our foundation is a Silicon Valley nonprofit, and that's important because living in that geography uniquely qualifies us to attempt impossible things. People in the Valley specialize in works of wonder and paradigm shifting. Innovation is everything. But how does it apply here to autism? Innovation, according to Merriam-Webster, is the ability to generate and execute new ideas, incremental, evolutionary, or revolutionary. Conceiving, developing, delivering, and scaling new products, services, processes, and business models. All innovation begins with creativity and a passion to change things for the better. Our credos at 2M are based on the insights of two brilliant men who were extraordinary innovators. First, Buckminster Fuller, who said, "You never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the old model obsolete." And more locally, at least in Northern California, from one of our greatest tech innovators, Steve Jobs, I think the biggest innovations of the 21st century will be at the intersection of biology and technology. Steve made that statement in 2011, That intersection is where our foundation lives. Our focus now at 2M is on providing the current administration and RFK Jr.'s HHS with a new model for healthcare that we call Healthcare 2.0, H2.0 for short. This model leverages the ability of technology to reveal ourselves to ourselves continuously through sensors, wearables, direct-to-consumer testing, and most recently, thanks to the addition of agentic AI, to the ecosystem of tools that now help us own our health. Here's Steve Jobs again, this time from a 1984 interview. In 1977, you said that computers were answers in search of questions. Has that changed? Steve said, well, the types of computers we have today are tools. You ask a computer to do something and it will do it. The next stage is going to be computers as agents. In other words, it will be as if there's a little person inside that box who starts to anticipate what you want. Rather than help you, it will start to guide you through large amounts of information. I think the computer as an agent will start to mature in the late 80s, early 90s. He was a little bit off in his timing, but the timing is now here. And with the help of some extraordinary people who are part of our coalition, we've recently built a proof of concept for an agentic assistant for people diagnosed with autism, and we're beta testing it now. We call it Count AI, because it's all about measurement. For our N of 1, my daughter, Sophia, who's very patient with me, it has proven to be remarkable at tracking, analyzing, and most importantly, predicting life-limiting behaviors like seizures, sometimes a week in advance of their occurrence. And it's only the beginning of what longitudinally captured multi-omic data can tell us about how to help our kids and how to prevent serious comorbidities before they manifest. Each of 2M's innovative gifts to the community is related to health and autism, and finally providing answers to our unanswered questions about why our kids, in addition to an ASD diagnosis, also have GI disease, seizures, motor disorders, as well as many other chronic conditions. The answers can only be found by us, all of us, each of us, and the data we collect and share about our kids' health journeys. We invite you to join us to change the future for all of our children. We have the support of the government for the first time, and I'd ask all the other administrations, trust me, and the courageous champions we found in Bobby, Jay, Marty, Casey, the entire HHS team, and of course, President Trump. I asked to be the president that finally solves autism. He listened and he acted. Miracles do happen. Thank you.